We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, October 7th. I'm here with Stephanie, Brandon, Erica. I'm Jeff. Let's jump right in, guys. The prosecutor in the college admissions scandal case is sending out a warning to Lauri Lachlan. Attorney Andrew Lelling told a local news station in Boston that the longer she fights the charges against her, the longer his recommended prison sentence will be if she gets convicted. He went on to say that she refuses to take responsibility for her actions, and he praised Felicity Huffman for the way she handled it. Lachlan and her husband face up to 40 years in prison. Hey, there's not much she could do now. Yeah. She's already in the fight.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I mean, we keep talking about Lauri Lachlan, Felicity Huffman. I get it because they're celebrities. But we keep forgetting one key name, Rick Singer. The guy who orchestrated everything. And remember, this isn't one of Lauri Lachlan's best friends. She was introduced to him and referred to him by friends. So she can spin that any way she wants to. And she's doubled down, she's tripled down. I think Aunt Becky is not going to jail. She ain't going to Fuller House, she ain't going to Phyllis House, she ain't going to the big house. She ain't going nowhere.
She is definitely going to the big house. If Felicity is going,
she pleaded guilty.
Yeah, but I mean, exactly. But I mean, there's so much evidence on Lauri. There's no way on this planet that she's not going to see time. I just won't have it. And like, I hope she does get longer than Felicity. Do I hope she gets 40 years? Absolutely not. Will she ever look at anywhere even near that time? No. I said earlier, if she gets 6 months, for me, that'll be a result.
See, you brought up Rick Singer, but Rick Singer is very much locked up. Like, he has nothing to lose. So at this point, he's responsible for rolling on everyone. Yeah. That's the reason why we have all this information on everyone who was involved. So I think if he comes out, well, I'm sure that at a certain point they would have to call him as a witness. He has all the information. I just think that Lauri Lachlan really miscalculated some things. And I know you guys don't think that she's going to go to prison, but I think she is. I think that she didn't really understand that we weren't playing. And I say we as in the American public.
Okay, I thought you were working for the judicial system.
Yeah, we weren't playing.
Is it normal for a prosecutor to call out somebody like that, though? Is this kind of irregular?
Is it normal for someone to? I mean, is it normal for it to be before she's even gone in to see the judge, turn around and say she's thinking about a multi-million-pound book deal?
I don't know. I wasn't respecting
that. Well, that was the only source on that. The only source on that, though, was Radar Online. Normal. So that was the only source. Erica, I don't know if that's true.
Do you remember this, though? Do you remember this poster, this picture? And this is what's going to get her off right here. Remember that poster that's around Southern California?
Yes.
To where they were saying, no previous rowing experience necessary. Rick Singer, yes, he may have sung on Everybody Already, but he is the bad guy in this one. And her legal counsel is going to flip this thing.
No, because that's for people that were already at the college. She's trying to get a sponsorship for the college based on the fact that her daughter's a rower with her very beautifully photoshopped picture when her daughter doesn't even know what a probably rowing stick even looks like.
Are you mad they have more YouTube subscribers?
I think it's called an oar.
An oar? That's the word I'm looking for.
There you go. We have plenty of time to talk about this. We got trials coming up, and we're going to be talking about it a lot, guys. All right, social media can't stop talking about Beyonce, who stole the show Saturday night looking amazing. Look at her. But she couldn't stop crying because Tyler Perry made history as the first Black American to own a major film studio. He celebrated with A-list friends in Atlanta, and CBS This Morning talked to him about his role in Hollywood.
I clearly believe that I'm ignored in Hollywood for sure, and that's fine. I get it.
And wait a second, is that fine?
It is. My audience and the stories that I tell are African-American stories specific to a certain audience, specific to a certain group of people that I know that I grew up with, and we speak a language. Hollywood doesn't necessarily speak the language. A lot of critics don't speak that language.
And more celebs flock to the grand opening. Nobody big, just Oprah, Spike Lee, Samuel L. Jackson, Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
Couple C-listers, you know.
One thing I love what he's going to do with these studios, it's already the biggest studio in America, but he's going to add restaurants and retail shops. It's kind of what Bobby Kraft, or Robert Kraft, I say Bobby like I know him, did with One Patriot Park, with Gillette Stadiums. There's IMAX, there's all types of malls, there's a Six Flags around there. But the biggest thing to me is he's the first first black man to come out and have a studio like this. And it's kind of like Fritz Pollard and Bobby Marshall to me, who were the first two black players to play in the NFL. So it's like you're paying it forward. And for him to squash the beef with Spike Lee through all this and name a studio off of them, this is legendary. Absolutely legendary.
I think what we're seeing here and why it's so important in Oprah being there is ownership. We need to see more black ownership. And when people are asking about Hollywood dismissing him, it doesn't matter that Hollywood dismissed him, because to be honest about it, had he been accepted by Hollywood, he wouldn't have been able to do this something this monumental, and he certainly wouldn't have owned it. So I commend Tyler Perry for everything that he's done, but it just is a reminder to people, when you're tripping, when somebody says no, life's rejections are God's protection. So he dreamed too small, and this is what came out in return.
Yeah, it's amazing. All the amazing accomplishments, everything he represents for different types of people. I just want to have a beer with that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He seems like a down-to-earth guy that you could just go out and have a beer with and just be like, man, how'd you think of all that? You know, like, where'd all this come from? It just seems like a normal, cool guy that everybody could relate to.
And remember, he was homeless. He slept in his car. And this Medea was a character. He started with theater plays around Atlanta.
Well, Medea was a fluke.
Yeah, because someone was supposed to. Yeah,
there was
he
an
had to be
A-list
Medea.
celebrity that was supposed to play that part, and they just didn't show up, and he still hasn't said who that celebrity is. And he came up with Medea. It was at the Riviera, I believe, in Chicago.
I used to have a Riviera, the car. No, I'm just joking.
All right, guys, we have some new photos tonight of Angelina Jolie and Michelle Pfeiffer rocking the red carpet together. This was at the Rome premiere of Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Angelina also posed with her kids Shiloh and Sahara. Is that right, Sahara?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Wow,
Don't
look at how
they
they
look
look how good
amazing?
they look.
I mean, seriously, this is like goals. Okay, Michelle is, I think she's 61. Yeah, she's 61 years old. And literally, can we just look at her again for 1 minute? Like, I mean, she always plays magical, witchy characters, and I just want to know what witchy potions she's digesting, because give me some of that, please. Look at her smoldering, just casually next to Angelina, just years younger than her, looking like she just strolled off the red, well, she was on the red carpet, she didn't stroll off, you know. I love her.
You were going with you. I was there.
I love them both. I think they're both fabulous, and I'm excited for Maleficent too. I can't wait to see it. They're both absolutely fantastic actresses. They're going to kill it. But what I find really interesting is who out of all the kids Angelina chose to bring. She brought 2 of them. So wait, can we bring that picture up again? Let's have a little look. Wait, there she is, looking like a babe. Looking foxy, divorces suiting you, hon. There they are, look. How does she pick between all the kids? She's got like 5, 6 of them. How does she pick?
Is it one in college right now?
Yeah,
One's in college.
At this point, it's like, who wants to go?
Yeah.
Because that's,
oh my gosh, no.
Yeah, it is. Who wants to go?
A little trip to Rome? Who doesn't want to go to Rome and have a bit of pizza?
They've been to Rome so many times, they probably don't even know what continent they're on half the time.
Well, that's an interesting question you bring up, Steph, because is it okay for a parent to choose a favorite child? Just what you were asking. Well, actress Jamie Presley has done just that. The mom of 3 posted this photo on Instagram saying, quote, "Best time ever hanging with my favorite son, Desi." That's right, I said it. I have a favorite son, although I love all 3 of my boys with everything I have in me. She went on to say she and Desi have a special bond because he is her firstborn. I don't know if this is ever okay.
You're the one with kids.
I'm the one with kids, but we all come from multiple child families, right?
Yeah.
So for me, my kids are still very young. And my wife says I favor my oldest one, Lawson. But Layton's just turned 1. He doesn't do much. So of course I'm going to play with the guy who wants to play with me. You know what I mean? So now Layton's coming into his own. And I could never pick and say who I love the most, because I love them both equally. But as a kid growing up, I was the youngest of 3 brothers, and I was 5 years behind my middle brother. So they kind of had their bond. I kind of got more of attention when I was younger, but that's only because I think I was an accident.
And you see that the oldest is usually the favorite child, because, I mean, the first, you can never get the first back, but the youngest are the ones that's always spoiled. The babies are the spoiled ones. I can't stand that.
Yeah, oh my gosh, Natalie, I'm saying this to you. You are the most spoiled thing I've ever seen. I tried to murder her quite a few times when I was younger. I did.
Is that out the
I was
statute of
terribly
limitations?
jealous. I was so jealous of my brother and sister.
It seems
Let
like
me
you
tell
still are.
Okay, not anymore. Now they're my best friends. But up until me like leaving home, I just couldn't stand. I couldn't stand it. And I remember when my mum gave birth to my daughter, she was like, "Oh, I've got you a present. She produces a child. Where's my present? I don't want this. I don't want someone to take away even more of my time from you. Send it back."
Wow.
Who needs Aaron and Nick Carter when we have the Joneses?
I was not happy.
You
I
need
was
to
not happy
call someone
about that
professional and
situation.
maybe air some grievances out.
I'm just saying.
Does your sister know this? She knows you feel like this?
She knows. We grew up with a lovely childhood with her then trying to proceed to stab me in the eye with a fork, but she missed and got my brother.
Why don't you guys tell us the story real fast?
I'm one of four, and 2 boys, 2 girls, every other. And I'm just the one that no one really has to worry about. My mom will always say that, like, I don't ever have to worry about you. So I wouldn't say I'm the favorite, but I think I might be the most relief.
I like that.
All right. We're going to get up to Raquel, but I want to hear about Brandon. Later on, maybe at the break.
Well, let's go to break.
I want to get up to Raquel real fast.
YouTube, yeah.
No, there's just Raquel. There's a movie in the works that Kim Kardashian probably won't want to see. Raquel, what's going on?
Well, Jeff, her dramatic robbery is being turned into a film. Now, you may remember Kim's 2016 jewelry heist, where she was tied up, gagged, and threatened with a gun in her hotel room in Paris. Thieves made off with more than $10 million worth of gems. The project is called Fashion Week because it happened during Paris Fashion Week and is adapted from a novel a French writer is working on right now. 11 people were charged in the robbery, and Kim hasn't commented on the movie yet.
I bet we all know who will comment on the movie. Kris Jenner, because she'll be wanting a tiny little cut of that there.
Thank you.
Writing credit.
I wonder who's the favorite in that family.
Kim.
No,
She got
she's
it all
long
started.
gone. Kylie's the favorite because she's got the money. Yeah.
All right. DBL is live, and coming up, a look back at stories from the past and how they affect us today. Tori Shulman sits down with the minds behind the new show Retro Report. Then Miley Cyrus calls out dating double standards. The reason she says her situation is no different than men who are playing the field. That's next.
DBL Nation, I am one of 8. One of 8, and I would say that.
Is there a favorite?
The favorite would be probably my sister Tyson, because she's a miracle, you know, like with all that she went through. And not to say not only that, she just keeps doing great things in life, and she's a huge inspiration to us. But my dad has a sweet spot for all of his girls. And it's just not fair sometimes. He just has that sweet spot. Me and my older brother, we got in trouble a lot as kids, so that was the thing where it was just like we were always in trouble. But I would say I'm not the favorite child. I'm the golden child. I'm the one that's that lives.
Oh, now I got
lives the life where the whole family watches his Instagram stories.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting how those things
when I
kinda,
screw with
stay
this,
you. Because I knew that in order to have a child, like if we were going to have kids, I would have to like come to terms with like relationships and like sibling relationships, but also relationships with the parents. Because my husband is like so giving, and he has like a really big heart, and I'm like, I got to get right with my dad, because if we have a little girl and he is just like, this is my life, I would be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So I'm fine now. I've therapized.
You're gonna be a really cool mom when you have a little girl.
such a good
You know,
mom.
I think your little girl is gonna grow up to be not only like self-sufficient, but she's not gonna be naive as well, because she has a mom that has brothers and a Brandon. So.
Also, thanks Nickelodeon 31 for appreciating my weirdness.
Yeah, you went on a whole.
Welcome back to DBL. Miley Cyrus is fired up. She moved on rather quickly after her divorce from Liam Hemsworth to reality star Caitlyn Carter. They were totally inseparable after their romantic getaway in Italy. Who could forget that? Until recently, when Miley was spotted with musician Cody Simpson, and people are judging her behavior, and Miley does not like that. She tweeted, "Men are rarely slut-shamed. They move on from one beautiful young woman to the next. I'm trying to just survive in a man's world. If we can't beat them, join them. Can I just have a kiss and an acai bowl?" So DBL Nation, does Miley have a point here?
Let's see what everyone's saying. Sarah on Facebook says, I agree with Miley. I'm tired of dating double standards. Women shouldn't be made to feel ashamed. Thanks for writing in, Sarah. Completely agree with you. I think if a guy does it, you know, he's a player, or, you know, he's a playboy, and all these positive connotations. Whereas if it's a woman, she's basically called a slut. And I don't even like saying that word. I think it's a terrible word, and I think it's horrible.
I don't think player is a positive connotation.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I don't think
I think for a long time it gave a
Yeah, it's like he's a player from the Himalayas.
Throwback. Jessica on YouTube says, I think Miley just wants attention. If you're putting yourself out there on social media the way that she does, people are always going to have something to say. Jessica, the thing about social media, the more they say, the more you get paid. So I think, you know, she's marketing herself, and this wasn't something that she put out there on social media. She was just, someone was filming. You know, if you're a celebrity, you kind of have to know that the eyes and cameras are on you at all times. But yes, I do feel as though they're a double standard, but I feel like in 2019, depending on your age, being a player is a bad thing now. You know, finding love and being like that guy or that woman that's in that relationship that everybody wants, I feel like that's the new wave. And wave meaning like that's the new trend, the new thing.
Got it.
Explain it, baby.
Ryan on Facebook says, Miley does have a point. She's young. Let her have fun and leave her alone. Ryan, I think you have the right idea. Miley was someone who decided to go back to what she considered conventional standards and ended up marrying Liam Hemsworth. Obviously, that wasn't something that she wanted her life to be. And when you try to conform into something that you're not, there's always going to be backlash. There's always going to have to be a day of reckoning for you to understand who you are. The only way that you can understand who you are is to live a little, and that's what she's doing.
All right. Olivia on Twitter says, so sad she shows no respect for Liam after their marriage ended. I don't know about that. I don't know how they ended. I don't know all the details that went into that. My thing is Miley kind of puts herself out there, you know, with her tongue out in a bathing suit, clothes going up different parts of her body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She puts it out there. So if you don't want to be portrayed like that, don't put things out there like that. I understand we were talking about this earlier. Leonardo DiCaprio has a lot of girlfriends. He doesn't put them all on his Instagram and on Twitter and things like that. So I don't know how many Julia Roberts has been with, because she doesn't put it out there. You get what I'm saying?
Yep. Gotcha.
Picking up what I'm putting down?
Yep. I pick it up. I put it down. I take a sip of water.
Swish it around.
Now we have to, oh, good one.
Coming up on DBL, we're exploring how today's events are shaped by the past. Tori Shulman gets a sneak peek of the new show Retro Report.
Hi, DBL Nation. It's Raquel here, and right now it's time for Fast Blast, where I give you all the trendy news you need to know in under 2 minutes. So let's get that timer up and get started. Now, is it possible to eat too healthy? Some doctors think so. It's called orthorexia, and it centers around people that are scared to socialize because they won't be able to eat the food they consider clean and healthy. Now, if this sounds like you or someone you know, it is important to seek some help. And this next story is for Tesla owners or anyone driving on a street where a Tesla could be. Elon Musk tweeted car owners could soon customize their horn sounds. So instead of hearing this, you'll hear this, and this, and this. Traffic jams are about to get a lot more interesting. And right now we are sending our well wishes to the youngest member of Hanson, which just about any millennial girl can tell you is Zach. He was in a motorcycle accident last week and broke 3 ribs and his collarbone. He's gonna be okay, but in the meantime, someone else will be drumming for the band on tour. We all just wanna say, get well soon. And when is the right time to start decorating for Christmas? Well, a poll by Minted said most people like to start right after Halloween. So that means I only got a few weeks to plan, and truth be told, I have two modes: no decorations, or decorations go up and stay up all year round. So it could be the middle of the summer, 90 degrees out, but inside my house, it's the North Pole. So what's your holiday decoration style, DBL Nation? Let me know. And that's it for Fast Blast. See you next time.
Welcome back to DBL. Have you ever wondered how the future will judge the present? Well, PBS's new show, Retro Report, looks at stories from the past and shows how they'll affect us today. DBL co-host Tori Shulman has a sneak peek in today's DBL Spotlight.
Andy Borowitz and Kira Darnton, welcome to DBL. Andy, I am such a big fan of the Borowitz Report, which makes jokes about the news. Now, a few of my absolute favorite headlines are Putin almost done redacting the Mueller report, but my favorite so far has been Eric Trump accuses Don Jr. of being the whistleblower in bid to get him cut out of the will. So my question is this: have you ever made anyone mad? And also, do you care?
Oh, those are great questions. I make people mad every day, and no, I do not care.
I love you.
I think if you're afraid of making people mad, then you should just do something else for a living. Our comedy can sometimes, yes, it can certainly be partisan, it can certainly be polarizing, but laughter is kind of a universal human reaction,
Yeah.
and so the stories I'm doing on this show are trying not to be quite as polarizing as some of the stuff that I've done, say, with my stand-up actor, The Borowitz Report. When it comes to politicians of every stripe have done a disastrous job of apologizing when they've gotten involved in scandals. It doesn't matter whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, they're equally inept at doing that.
I'm here today to again apologize. I personally apologize for appearing insensitive.
I certainly apologize.
Mistakes were made here.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
Clearly, mistakes were made.
What's so valuable, what we're doing, is that it actually gives you that context and perspective, which when you're getting these headlines on Twitter and you just don't even, barely know what to think anymore.
Now, Andy, you gave new life into Will Smith's career with The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which is, I always love you for that. Did you know right away, oh, this guy's gonna be Will Smith?
From the moment that we put him in front of a live audience, it was so clear he was going to be a huge star. It was pretty much just, well, let's just let him do what he does.
Well, you can catch the Retro Report Monday and Tuesday nights on PBS. I'll be staring and watching. Thank you so much for bringing humor into a world in which we desperately need it, Kira and Andy. Thank you for also joining us on DBL. It's been such an honor for me. Thanks again.
Oh,
Thanks, Tori.
Thank you.
Great job, Tori. We'll be right back.
Hi DBL Nation, it's Raquel here with Leo, and we have a movie review of Joker. And it's a lot to start on this one.
Yeah, for real. This is a serious take, guys. This is not as superhero comic book action-packed as the Marvel movies. This is
it's not at all.
very different.
This is completely deviated. I'm still feeling uncomfortable. The subject matter is serious, realistic, gritty, dark. Think Taxi Driver, which Robert De Niro is actually in this film too. Very
funny
different
enough.
role. I also want to add that Joaquin's Phoenix performance was powerful. It was very good. It's all the hype it's had. It lives up to it. It's well done. The cinematography is great. The style, the plot, it's good, but it's just a lot to take in.
This is not quite a family movie.
No.
If we're gonna go see this one, this is not for the kids. Slight spoiler warning, there is no Batman in this, so there is no real superhero this time.
This is really way too serious of a subject matter. It's really dark.
Yeah, it dives a lot into the mental psyche
Yeah.
of this character, and also just mental health industry as a whole. And it's just a very serious movie as a whole, as I was saying.
It's really dark. That's the best way I can describe it, is if you want to go see it, you have to mentally prepare yourself. If you're going to go see it with someone, make sure you're both on the same page about what you're going to see, because it's going to be realistic and it might make you feel, to me, when a movie is too close to home as it could happen to my neighbor, it leaves me feeling a little uncomfortable.
Yeah,
That's how I describe it.
Gritty, it's dark, it's a lot. But would you say go to the theaters to see this, wait for Redbox, or don't see it at all?
I would say if you're not a fan of horror films, because I kind of akin this more to a horror film than I do a drama or psychological thriller. If that's your speed, you should see it. If you are uncomfortable watching that kind of intimate violence, I wouldn't see it at all. I don't think I could ever see it again, to be quite honest.
Be aware of this one, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Welcome back to DBL. We are finally getting a first look at The Little Mermaid live. Wait until you see Stamos' stash. Let's watch. You can catch the show live November 5th on ABC. That looked like a bad high school play.
That kind of looked, yeah.
What? Did they film that on their iPhone?
That cast got some color to it now.
But that was a little cheesy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like, you know.
I want to
Shaggy's picture was terrible. That's just, it wasn't him.
Shaggy couldn't show up, and he's like, they're just like, hey, send it a picture.
It wasn't him.
It wasn't him. That's right. I don't know.
Queen Latifah looks great.
Yeah, Queen Latifah looks good. And
Look at
Ariel looks
Shaggy.
great. I think it's the fact that he's wearing all red and that cheesy little smile.
I'm never gonna.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna get that in my head all night. Stamos looking at me with that mustache.
Well, I'm looking forward to
There
seeing
you go,
it.
Erica. Let's end on a positive note.
There we go.
Even if we have to lie about it. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a good Monday, everybody. you.